Hello, musitrature recaps here. Today, I'm explaining a movie called Journalist. Our protagonist is Porter Wren, a crime columnist in New York City, struggling to make ends meet for his family. At a lavish party hosted by the wealthy Tycoon Hobbs, Porter's path crosses with a captivating woman named Caroline. Sensing there's more to her story, Porter poses a question that Caroline suggests they discuss at her place. In her apartment, Caroline hands Porter an envelope containing intriguing documents related to her husband Simon's death. Simon, a renowned film director, was found deceased in a collapsed building under mysterious circumstances. The keys to the locked premises were in his possession, leaving many questions unanswered. After poring over the documents, Porter returns home. The next morning, in his office, he finds Caroline's phone number. Deciding to dig deeper, Porter gives her a call and arranges a meeting. In person, Porter questions Caroline about her initial encounter with Simon. She recounts meeting him at a bar where she had sought refuge after losing her job. Their conversation took an unexpected turn, leading to a life-changing proposal from Simon. So, after a few days, they tied the knot. 6 months of wedded bliss came to a halt when Simon failed to return home one day. This left Caroline anxious, but she refrained from involving the police, knowing Simon's reaction if he found out. However, after 3 days, Caroline's concern grew, and it became clear that something had happened to her husband. The police couldn't crack the case, prompting Caroline to turn to Porter. You see, people often confide in him due to his reputation. As he left her apartment, Porter forgot his phone, prompting him to return. There, he discovers Caroline in the shower. He stealthily approaches the bathroom door and notices that girl satisfies herself. Caroline remarks Porter, who apologizes to her. She wonders if he liked watching her. She confesses that in the shower she was just thinking about him. Afterwards, Caroline and Porter start kissing each other and then make love. Having cheated on his wife, Porter comes back home and begins an investigation into the death of her husband Simon. Caroline has something she wants to share only with Porter, so she takes him to a bank where Simon's records are stored on a flash drive. Meanwhile, Porter's phone rings. On the line is a voice saying Hobbs wants a meeting. Hobbs owns the newspaper where Porter works. Leaving the bank, Porter senses someone tailing him, but the pursuer escapes. Arriving at Hobbs' office, Porter discovers that Hobbs knows about his affair with Caroline. Caroline constantly sends Hobbs a compromising recording of Porter without asking for money. Porter is tasked with handling this, given Hobbs' powerful influence. Hobbs begins to intimidate Porter, setting the stage for some high-stakes drama. Hobbs knows how to exert his influence, especially over Porter's wife, Lisa, whose job he can take away. When Porter returns home, Lisa tells him about a peculiar patient she saw, a 28-year-old with joint pain but no apparent cause. Meeting up with Caroline, Porter lets her in on something important. She's got a surprise for him too, but they decide to save that for later. Caroline starts asking about Lisa, and Porter suspects she's the one who visited Lisa during her appointment. Caroline confirms this, driven by her curiosity. Aware of Lisa's intelligence, Porter requests that Caroline avoids her. Their conversation takes a spicy turn as Caroline wonders if Porter thinks of her during intimate moments with Lisa. He admits to it. Porter then tackles the pressing issue, the compromising record sent to his boss. Caroline denies being responsible, explaining that she hoped Porter would stumble upon it during his investigation into Simon's murder. She knows the record exists and that she was present when it was made, but she's uncertain who sent it to Hobbs. Caroline unveils a twisted game she played with Simon. He challenged her, pushing her limits. She was required to witness a dying man's last moments, and in return, she had to sleep with someone surprising. It couldn't be just any chauffeur or gardener, it had to be more unexpected. Caroline recognized Hobbs from a TV appearance and managed to capture some private moments of his in a hotel room using a spy camera pen. Porter emphasizes the secrecy of their relationship. The next day, Porter visits a nursing home to meet Simon's father. He queries the old man about a memory card, but Frank remains unresponsive. Porter decides to search Frank's room, where he discovers a video camera in the nightstand and ejects the memory card. Right now, something major happens. Porter gets a message from Lisa. Rushing to the hospital, he learns that a man has hurt her with a pistol. In order to safeguard his family, Porter is willing to take drastic measures. He relies on his confident associate, Kimball, to help him out. Porter puts a noose around Kimball's neck, forcing him to call Hobbs, the influential billionaire. Porter demands that his family be left alone, threatening to unleash a video on multiple global platforms. Hobbs reluctantly agrees, giving Porter 24 hours to hand over the record. Failure to comply would result in a fate far worse than what Porter has experienced. Back home, Porter reviews the video he acquired from Simon's father. The video mainly features Frank's plea not to blame himself for upcoming events. Later in the video, an old visitor to Frank's nursing home, Mrs. Siegel, appears. Porter decides to pay her a visit, but she doesn't answer his calls late at night. Determined, Porter finds the key and enters her house. While searching for clues, he hears a noise and takes cover behind a door. Mrs. Siegel spots him and starts calling the police, but Porter explains the situation and seeks her assistance. Showing his credentials, he reveals himself as a journalist she often reads about. According to Mrs. Siegel, Simon and her son Michael were childhood buddies. Tragically, Michael drowned during their youth, and Simon continued visiting her even after his own mother passed, becoming like a son to her. As Simon started making money, he sent $2,000 to Mrs. Siegel regularly, but interestingly, Porter discovered that $5,000 were being transferred to her account. The old woman revealed that Simon's company paid her this sum for delivering flash drives to Hobbs. She hands over the last flash drive to Porter, which holds a video of Caroline seducing Hobbs. In the recording, Hobbs admits his struggle with a past loss of dignity from a fight during his youth, a secret shared privately with Caroline. Porter realizes this is what Hobbs was after and hands him the flash drive. Case seems closed, but Hobbs reveals a new development. They found a key at Caroline's place, a key that didn't match any doors. The following day, using this key, Porter heads to the spot where Simon's body was discovered. The key opens a door to a tunnel leading to the basements of both buildings. While one building was demolished, an exact replica remained untouched. Porter encounters a security guard who shares an intriguing detail. In the demolished building, the elevator was actually located in the basement. Police never searched there as the elevator was buried beneath layers of soil. Porter takes a bold step, hiring a team to unearth the buried elevator in the demolished building. He steps inside, armed with recording devices and multiple cameras. In a recorded video, Simon reveals a costly horse figurine that Hobbs gifted Caroline after she shared a personal story in a hotel room. Simon insists Caroline reciprocate with her own story, but it's too intimate for her. Furious, Simon smashes the horse, then secures Caroline to the elevator and swallows the key. The elevator descends, and Caroline clings to Simon to stay alive. Desperate, she opens up about her past. Simon halts the elevator, and Caroline impales his neck with the figurine's leg. To retrieve the swallowed key, she grimly tears open Simon's stomach. Escaping, she calls Porter, informing him she delivered the recording to Hobbs. Caroline proposes a meeting and shows Porter an engagement ring from her new boyfriend. Porter unveils his own evidence, the horse figurine's head from the demolished building. Presenting Hobbs' key, Porter reveals that Simon's murder was captured on camera. Caroline frees herself using the key extracted from Simon's stomach, securing the tunnel entrance to hide Simon's body. Porter shows a copy of the flash drive, disclosing he kept the original and warns Caroline to vanish from his life. Wishing her happiness, Porter departs, and there you have it, the dramatic ending. Thank you for watching.